Okay, welcome everyone to POP's second session of our open mic, and this is September 4th, 2022. So welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us. There may be a time where some people kind of pop in, they're having a hard time signing in. We also have Alan Johnson joining, and if you are able to, go ahead and show your faces so we can see everyone's bright shining face. We are going to go in the order as far as the recitations are concerned, the order that you signed into the event. So right now, we're going to start with Kathy Jo Bryant. I'm Annette Tarpley. If you don't know who I am, I'm the founder of the Passion of Poetry. And we're going to start with Kathy Jo Bryant. If you all, when I call your name, we're going to do rounds, where the first round you will recite just one poem, and then we'll make rounds. We usually have time for 3 rounds. And if you would introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about yourself during the first round, that would be great. So Kathy Jo Blake-Bryant, take it away.
Okay, this is Kathy Jo Blake-Bryant. I am a former moderator on the Passion of Poetry. I love that I have that tag, even though I'm not there now. I had duties that took me away, but I still am on POP, and Annette knows that, and so do others. But I love Passion of Poetry, and I love poetry. And the first poem that I'm going to read is a recent one called Little by Little. Little by little, bit by bit, and little by little, the pretty green leaves are changing. One right here and a few right there, colors are now rearranging. Bit by bit and little by little, the shadows are growing longer. A moment here and a few right there bring cool weather growing stronger. Baby birds grew up and then flew. Soon some will be flying southward. Overcoats will be brought out soon. In warm quilts, you'll be sinking downward.
Thank you, Kathy Jo. That was beautiful. I loved it. Thank you very much. It was beautiful. So one thing I do want to also say is that please, make comments. Feel free to make comments in the chat section of this. And Stuart, there you are. Now we see you. You're muted, but we see you. So you can make comments in the chat section later on when I send the video out. I'll also send the transcripts from the chat session as well. So now, next up is Mushami. Is it Mushami? Mushmi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm starting, ma'am.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Moshumi.
Yeah, Moshami.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
If you would go ahead and please introduce yourself and recite your first poem, please.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. I'm from India. I'm a school teacher. My name is Mousumi Chatterjee. I'm a member of Passion of Poetry. A very good evening to you all. I have a passion for poetry. This is my second session I'm joining with you. First also, I had once with ma'am. So first poem I'm reciting, ma'am, that is Life. There were hurdles, there were agonies. I stood aghast and tolerated all in hopes of good time. When you left me all alone and set out for your eternal journey, I too wanted to follow. Then I met a little boy who called me Mummy and said, give up the negative thoughts as death means nothingness. So live your life with the memory of the divine soul. For then only you can feel your lost love and you can love him more and more. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. That was beautiful. You don't see the chat. There is a chat. It's down on the lower right-hand corner. You don't see it? It's a little, I don't know why you don't see it. I'm not sure. Jill was talking that she didn't see the chat.
In settings, I'll get, ma'am.
Do you all see the chat icon? Mine's in my lower right-hand screen. There's a little, little box with a. No one sees it. Let me see if I can show my screen. Present now. What am I presenting? Your entire screen. So down here in mine, on this corner over here is the chat.
Nope.
Don't
I have the line with the little dots on, and when I click on that, the chat is not there.
I don't know.
That's why I've never chatted before when I've been on one of these, because I don't have a chat.
Oh, poor
Never
you.
mind. Never mind. You all know I think you're marvelous, so it doesn't matter.
Alan's
I will mute now.
Okay, go ahead. And Alan, since you are on here and you were signed on third, do you want to recite any kind of a poem or not? Are you merely a voyeur? Sam, did somebody just leave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So Alan's not responding. We're gonna go to. Are you there? No. So hi Stuart, you're unmuted. So next we're gonna go to. I'm gonna mute you right now and I'll go to you in just a minute. And we're gonna go to. Is it Taurai? Taurai? You are next. If you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Thank you, sir.
All right. My name is Taurai Zulu. I'm from Southern Africa in a country called Zambia. Yeah, and I'm a member of Passion Poetry, and I'm just a new member, and this is my first time actually joining into this kind of a live chat on Google Meet, and it's a nice experience. And I'll do my first poem just to introduce more of myself. The first poem I'll do is called Hope in Every Breath. Okay, then I start. To all angels we have lost, to all little angels lying pale in the therapy bed who walked and still walking in the tsunamis of cancer, whose secondary beat of breath hangs on chemotherapies, whose life has been estimated within a given perimeter of time. I remember it all started at the reception. I was a patient being attended to, then I heard a doctor in the next room whispering to a boy in a groaning voice, Manderson, I have never seen a boy strong like you. You are just like a lion in its den, but the sad part of this disease, it has no exact science. Your cancer has preyed to your backbone, to your lungs and brain. I'm sorry to say you only have 4 years to live on earth. The father ran outside, failing to hold his face up the ceiling. His eyes and emotions were burning, causing heavy rains from his eyes, and he said, Dear God, how can I reciprocate my health to his? How can I trade my soul for my son to live, hope for tomorrow, embedded by the shadows of doubt, fear of death, savage regaining esteem, thoughts raped by depression, tears steering an innocent face of that boy? Man or woman told his lungs are being chewed by the gorillas of cancer. Did you know? Every year, over 9 million people are being sniped by cancer. Cancer is a kind of a sniper who doesn't give a damn about your race, color, or age, but a kind of a robber who enters into your system without a permission slip of your consciousness and grows abnormally into a tumor that suffocates your healthy. Dear God, I submit my petition in reference to your scripture. You said your hand is not too short to touch that man or woman whose hair is losing gravity due to cancer. Revive a miracle in that old man or woman with metastatic cancer. You said in the book of Matthew 7:7, ask you shall be given. I ask you can make that innocent girl never to walk in that operation room for treatment, that when dawn rises, she might think cancer was just a bad dream. I hope this piece will sympathize with every household in Australia who are losing a soul daily out of lung cancer. I hope this figurative language will act like Dettol and wash every stain in every human we have mourned. And let this be our deep desired advocation to preach hope in every breath. If your neighbor has been hunted to death by cancer, don't bring the same experience to the next door neighbor. Remember, each person is different. And hearing other people's stories may scare your friend or loved one. If no one has ever told you you are strong, well, I am here to tell you that you are strong, unique, and triumphant. Like Nightbird, sing it's okay. Like Chadwick Boseman, be a panther of your own predicament. I assure you, in every difficult time, there is relief. Like Noah, your ship of healing is coming. It won't spare that breast or spinal cord cancer. And most of all, do a medical checkup of cancer daily. The earlier the treatment, the better. Together, we can fight cancer. Hope in every breath.
Wow, that was
I'm done.
powerful. Yeah. Thank you very much. That was
Well
wonderful.
done, sir. Well done. Hey, Stuart, how are you? Taurai, excellent. Very, very good. That was
Beautiful, sir.
very difficult difficult indeed to put across. Excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Very
Very
good.
Stuart, I think your clock is an hour slow.
Yeah.
Stuart, you're muted, but we're going to go to you in just a little bit. I've got everyone muted while the other people are talking, because if someone is reciting and you're not muted, every time there's a little noise on your end, it puts a camera on your face and takes it away from the person reciting. So that's why it's important to stay muted in between. But so Stuart, you are unmuted. Are you having a hard time muting and unmuting?
No, you muted me.
I
I
did
was
mute
unmuted
you.
and you muted me.
I did mute you because if somebody else was talking. But are you having a difficult time muting yourself, unmuting yourself?
No.
Okay. So next up is actually Jill. You are next to recite. If you would like to recite your poem.
Okay, well, I am Jill Tait, and I am an admin in the beautiful pop with beautiful Annette and all of you other guys. My poem is called Me and My Mum. Long tall stories, fables of delights. She used to sit by my bed, and I could picture her sights. I loved her voice, such a melodic sound. As she spun those yarns, my wonderment wound. Scary spiders and groovy ghosts, merman chasing mermaids, swimming along the coast. Millions of books my mum read to me as I lay in my bed contentedly. Oh, how I miss those childhood days, listening to my myths with picturesque displays. I went within those awesome adventures inside my little head. As tiny characters came to life, they talked as my mummy read. There were so many different versions of Mum's fairy tales. Amidst Peter Pan and the tall ships with those wafting white sails. Oh, how I cowered underneath my covers when I heard Captain Hook's name. Ha ha, I thought he was real now, wasn't that a shame? But then again, I was only little, so very young and small. Betwixt my imagination, I could envisage it all. My mother had her brilliant way of reciting her spiel, capturing my mind's eye in such a romantic reel. She took me to places I have never been before, as her sweet voice spoke of sensational sagas within little tin soldiers winning a war. But as I sit with my little ones gathered upon my knee, my 3 daughters are so special to me. I still have all of my mother's marvelous memories from those bygone years, with my bedtime books full of her treasuries. So as I turn the pages of my granddaughter's book, she reminds me of myself with her curious look. I mimic my mother and her vivid creations. She shall always be in my mind forevermore with her fantastical fascinations. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you. It was lovely. Are you going
Thank
to sing?
you.
Are you going to sing us one later, maybe?
Yeah.
I might and I might not.
Okay.
I
Next up,
don't know.
next up is Lolita. After Lolita, if everyone wants to put themselves on mute, Lolita is going to go next, and then after Lolita goes, Stuart will be up.
Good evening, my co-poets and co-writers. I'm from the Philippines, Lolita Despuig, a retired professor 3 in one of the universities here in one of the places in the Philippines. I'm fond of writing literary pieces, but specifically poems. And this evening, my first poem that I'm going to read is entitled Sometimes in Our Life. Life sometimes is answerable. For whatever query we have in mind, we can answer it at once without any hesitation. Sometimes in our life, we aren't prepared for an answer, maybe of problems within ourselves, problems we can't even drive them away, making ourselves in the state of us to be out of mind, to make ourselves away from boredom. Sometimes there's a need to have someone to lean on so that they can move our ways to happiness. There's a need as well to ponder what's the score of our sentiments. Life will be fulfilling sometimes, while smile will be drawn in our face and laughter will be on the air for others. That's why we should think over, for sometimes we are out of our sight. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
That
Lovely.
ends the poem.
Thank you very much. That was
Okay,
beautiful.
well,
And Stuart, you are up, sir.
Hello. Well, this is my first time, obviously. I'm called Stuart Dann. I live in the southwest of the UK. Been a member of POP for quite a long time, although I have just been made moderator, thankfully. Hard work, but here goes. I'm going to read a poem called The Ferryman. The Ferryman. As I sit here waiting for the ferryman, opposite me, I see the vortex of lost souls, a bright light that burns within its center. In my hand is a gold coin to pay for my journey wherever it goes. Thinking of what did I do within my life so wrong, I'm sure when the ferryman arrives, he knows. For I shall find out soon enough. He is on his way, as beyond the light his bell tolls. Is there a reason he just comes for me? Questioning if I did something no one could condone. I cannot remember a previous time before, yet here I stand, waiting for this ferryman's arrival alone. Who or what does this ferryman look like? Would he have a face, or is it hidden so that I am unable to see? If he does, will he be smiling or stern? Maybe he is a mirror image of me. What lies beneath this mist I see before my feet? The bright light I see is drawing near. I do not understand what I am feeling, though the brightness of this ferryman's bow gives me no fear. The ferryman in his boat is not visible. No voice echoes through the darkest calmness. Blinded, I still see no details, just light, though I can hear an oar breaking water's surface. There is no ferryman on board his vessel, just an uneasy presence that surrounds the air. In the center of the deck lies a box of gold coins, although I shall not place mine inside it until I am there, wherever it goes.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful, Stuart. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Well, yeah, it makes a change.
Yeah, you did great. Thank you. So next up, Heera, can you hear me? If you can unmute yourself, you just came on. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Thank you. So go ahead and introduce yourself and recite your first poem, please.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Miss Heera Nawaz. I am from the beautiful city of Bengaluru in South India. I am a teacher, a writer, and poetess by profession. I put a lot of keen interest in my teaching profession, but I love poetry equally. The poem I'm going to recite is entitled Inner Peace. Just 1 minute while I just get to my computer. Inner peace. For the balance and equilibrium of my body, mind, heart, and soul, I need inner peace. For peace is ruckus, is like an oasis in the desert, which makes me holistically healthy and provides an emotional relief. Inner peace is attained by me via the powerful magical forces of God ordained, calm, serene, and blissful nature, which is a more viable method of gaining spirituality than through cumbersome litigation or legislature. Nature is indeed God's handwriting on earth, which is prolifically spelled out by mountains, rivers, and trees, all of which is washed down by periodic rains, followed by filtering sunlight and rainbows permeating a gentle breeze. I also find inner peace by keeping a daily scribbled gratitude journal, which is a personal diary and several notebooks. These personal guided books help in releasing my pent-up luggage of emotional traumatic feelings, never mind looks. I get inner peace by expressing my attitude of gratitude through books of philosophy, which I voraciously read. It matters not what one's IQ or EQ is, or even what one country, religion, caste, race, or creed. In a troubled world, my friend introduced me to attaining inner peace and calm poise by quiet meditation, which entails a peaceful, healthy retreat in the realm of inner consciousness without any curbing hesitation. She introduced me to Vipassana meditation, which is nothing but a peaceful journey while one closes one's eyes to think, focusing on one's breath in and out while disciplining one's thoughts and emotions, all without a blink. I find a good way of attaining inner peace is by doing vigorous aerobic exercises that makes me profusely sweat. This stalls my low mood and energy while buoying up my positivity and makes me much less fret. Inner peace is attained as when I exercise, as then I release plenty of feel-good endorphins at work. This helps in energizing me and helps in building my verve and confidence, for never will I duty shirk. Indeed, I follow these requisites to attain inner peace, and it makes me realize how beautiful dreams of serene and calm, as I forcefully introspect that in doing the above, I am able to communicate one-on-one to God, like a healthy balm. So thank you so much. This is my poem, first poem.
Thank you. It's lovely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
That.
Alan, are you gonna? Would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I'd like to go to a restaurant, have a nice meal.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to go on holiday. I'd like to go
Yeah.
to Taiwan, New Zealand, Canada. Anything else you want? for me, Annette?
You're not going to come to the U.S.?
No, not where. No, it's full of Americans. No.
That it is. That it is.
I have been to America, of course. I went to New York, Boston, and of course Florida.
You've never been to beautiful Virginia, though.
No, I got a ticket that said it would bypass Virginia, and it was cheap, the ticket. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, I have nothing to narrate because I don't write poetry. Unfortunately, no, Jill, don't look at me like that. And Stuart, you especially. I know what you're like. No, but I'm happy to narrate other people's work as best I can. I'm using this big fat microphone because I don't have anything like fancy like you have. So, Annette, you are the host. Tell me what to do, young lady.
Well, I was trying to get you to participate by narrating something, but I guess you don't want to do that.
Can't even spell that word. Participate.
Participate. I know it's a big word.
Yeah.
Not in your arsenal of words, I guess.
I'm only jumping in because I'm listening to what people are narrating themselves.
Oh, okay.
Is it Taurai? Am I right? Are you still? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm looking. Taurai, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I know the poem you read earlier. I know it's quite long and it's quite powerful, really. I visualize what you read, and I have sent a message in the message thing on this page. And if you send that to me, I'll narrate it for you, if you wish.
Actually, okay, I'll send something to you.
But if you want to send something else, that's fine. But I like the wording. Some of the wording in there is pretty powerful stuff.
Thank you
anyway,
very much.
That's by the by. Annette, I have nothing to narrate. Just popping in to say hello to guys and people. I've not met Stuart Dann. We've not seen each other. Jill, I've not seen Jill before. I'm going to pronounce it wrong again. Mousumi. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Mousumi. Yes, sir.
Wow,
Right, you are.
Mousumi. And Heera, we have spoken Heera in the past, way back. Lolita. Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Yes. I love the name, first of all, Lolita. You know, it's nice to meet you. Kathy, Jo, as usual, nice to see you again and again and again. I see you everywhere. I'm not moderator or admin of any of my own group. I'm just an admin, but I kind of play that down a lot because, you know, a page is a page. Annette did want me to be, I think it was admin.
You were admin for less than 24 hours, I think.
I was, yeah. I'm a 24-hour guy, but I'm just not able to keep up with that kind of thing, you know. Plus, I use my own page and I narrate people's poetry. So to be able to jump on Pop and keep up with what people are posting, it would be unfair for me to be, well, not to be there, to be honest. So, and I know I see Jill on there quite a lot, and she's supportive of the page. Kathy as well. And Kathy, of course, is very supportive on my page. I don't see much of me being on that page, to be honest. And that's the only reason why I couldn't be admin. It wasn't for any other than that. It's a busy page, and I'm fairly busy myself. So there you go. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking by it.
We got it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to narrate one of mine real quick, and or recite one of mine. And then we're going to go.
Sorry, Annette. Before you do, can I just say goodbye because I'm going. I have to.
Please.
I'm off to the hospital. I explained to you, Annette, earlier. My daughter-in-law had a baby. My grandchild daughter 4 weeks ago, but she's had complications after the birth. The baby's fine, but she's not. And she was rushed to hospital last night. And I was there earlier to collect her, only to be told they're keeping her in yet another night. So my son, he's headed all over the place. It's his first child, so he doesn't know what to think. So we need to be there for him. So he'll be coming out of the hospital. The hospital will only allow so many people in to see her. So that's what I'm off to now. I'm off to the hospital near Halifax. You've heard of Halifax? I know you have, Joe and Stuart. So it's bye from me.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence and our prayers and best wishes to your daughter-in-law.
Thank you. Listen, nice to see you all. I'm sure we'll see each other again, and I'll see you all on the inside. Okay? Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Alan. Good to have you. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to just recite mine. We're going to do round 2. It should go faster. And this is one I wrote. I think my latest one I wrote. Called "You Have the Power." You have the strength and power to control your life. Release all your burdens, worries, and strife. There's nothing too big that you can't handle. Be the flame that lights the way, not the dim glow of a candle. Do not be the collateral damage of misfortune's aftermath. Do not allow for evil to hypnotize you with its wrath. For you are sheltered from harm. Mighty angels guard you. There's a light at the end of the tunnel when forlorn and blue. Be a person of truth and integrity. By example, you can lead. Share your knowledge and wisdom. Others shall take heed. Ruminate on the enlightenment from life's lessons you've learned. Experience the teacher through constellations of mistakes you have earned. Love is the most powerful emotion, possession, mightier that when we share, distribute it generously, a gift to bestow unto many if you dare. If you have monumental power within the grasp of your fingertips. Allow only praise and encouragement to escape from your kind lips. For life is a journey. The power lies within the right path that you will choose. Continue to trod the arduous road. Trust in God. Much to gain, you'll never lose. So, all right. So next, we're doing round 2. Kathy Jo, you are up. If you want to go ahead and recite your second poem.
Yes, I have it here. Okay, and this is also a recent one called Morning Surprise.
Okay, hold on just a moment.
Yeah.
So I think actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we recite this round that we're doing now? Instead of reciting one poem, go ahead and recite. Everybody recite their 2 poems, and then we'll be done, and we won't have to do round 3. Is that okay? So yeah, we'll condense it, and then so everybody this round, you recite 2 poems, and then that will kind of be our round 2 and 3. So go ahead, Kathy, and recite your next 2 poems.
Yeah. Okay. Morning Surprise. The morning was so fresh and cool. Thunder rumbled and a soft rain fell. New flowers bloomed in the flower bed. It all made me feel so swell. Bright pink 4 o'clocks welcomed me on the side of the house unseen. So happy they all made me feel. Oh, so beautiful among leaves of green. Pale blue morning glories greeted me, tiny white flowers on a vine. My heart was so ecstatic. I thanked their maker divine. Okay, let me do the next one here. I got the fan going, so I got to clip my pages so they don't blow away. Okay, and this one is entitled From Way Up Here. What a view from way up here. I see the landscape, oh so clear. Please come with me and take a look. It's like a pretty picture book. The hills and valleys I can see. The rivers run so full and free. The mountains rise majestically. The yellow sun looks down on me. This bird's eye view doth deeply inspire. The grandeur before us, complete, entire. Take a deep breath, infused with love. It envelops our being with peace from above. That's my
Thank you,
poem.
Kathy. That's beautiful. Your poetry is
Thank
always lovely. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Okay, Mousumi, you are
Yes, ma'am.
next, Carolyn. You can do your
Yes.
next two poems, and that would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Tomorrow, 5th of September, in India, we are having Teachers' Day, ma'am. So for Teachers' Day, there's one composition, small one, ma'am. Teachers are the craftsmen who make our lives prudent. They pave our path so often. They care for every student. They love us. They scold us. They teach us from the book. They shape our character, inspire, and change our outlook. They help us and guide us whichever path we have chosen. Their influence are eternal, whether on earth or in heaven. This is my second poem, ma'am. Another one I'm reading. The rhythm of nature. Moments slip between our fingers, like the sand on the beach. Often we are unaware of, miss it, and then lament or scream. Earth rotates on its axis, it circles round the sun. Neither tired nor whimsical, religiously are the works done. Flowers blossom overnight, tides and waves alternate. The sand on the beach it goes from wet to dry to wet. I and we from the nature, passionately and diligently, must learn how to manage time efficiently and willingly. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Lovely, lovely poetry. All of you are so talented. Next up, we have Taurai. To unmute yourself, please, and let us see you. And you can recite your two poems, please.
So can I do one? Because the one I'm about to do, it's a bit kind of almost 3 minutes somewhere. So if I can do one, if it's possible.
It's. I'm sorry. I can't hardly hear you. What did you say?
I'm saying, is it possible if I can do one? Because it's about 3 minutes, 40 minutes. So I think.
Well, if it's a
both I
long
can
one,
combine
if
them.
it's a long one past 3 minutes, then you can just recite that. That can be like a culmination of two, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, you can recite it. Go ahead.
Okay. The one I'm reciting is called Black Pride. Ever been rich, but never realize how wealthy you are, with blurry, stinking, wealthy, but never see your worth. This poem is just to say that, black boy, you have lost your black indigenous pride. Your mouth-warming statements full of vanity, black is beautiful, black is pride, with well-choreographed grammar pleasing your own black pigment skin. Do you mean your black pigment skin is worthy the production of your wisdom and works? Check your pride. I know, Mother Africa, you'll be furious with me. By failing to abide by our initial stipulations, I guess my mouth is loose like a womb of a woman that must be tied tight never to have miscarriage of words. Check. The current state of Africa does sublime my heart in pain. The way you, Mother Africa, still conceive 30% fertility of natural resources, but none of your Negro child does benefit. Check. I guess you said we sweat for sweat, but our sweat was on your neck sweat to make other people gain victory in those minds. Pushing like a woman in a labor ward, but failing to give birth to economical development, but we still chant the Black Pride slogan. Check. If the Black Pride does exist in the outlook of our melanin, then why is there black to black kill in Somalia? Check. They want you to live in the ramshackles of Chiworia. I bet your nostrils will be slammed not to inhale the shadows stinkish of their poverty. Your eyes will be flooded in tears like that of a Mosotunia. The smoke, the thunders, don't mind man as if I sound so scornful and vulgar in the vomitation of my broken language. I just want to find out, Mother Africa, is that how you raise your child? To be chanting out the Black Pride slogans with no definite meaning. See how foolishly your child spoke while cracking in a laughter. Nothing or wealthy is worthy in my skin. He spoke with such audacity, just thought his pride of his dignity was just a broken vessel. Something keeps on bucking behind my brain. If in his initial articulation he had used his initial thinking sensation, or it's just a season, it is winter blown by the wind. Check. These statements I'm about to vomit do quench my armpits, almost quacking into a laughter check. You always chant phenomenal slogans, Black Pride, Black Pride, Black Pride, but your Black Pride is always based in makeups, never in invasion, showing your thighs, never in education, in ritual killing, turning your wives into punching bags, becoming superstars of xenophobia, and you call that Black Pride, but damn, your pride is raw, literally disgusting. Let me tell you how Black Pride sounds like. Black Pride sounds like every black man of God helping those black orphans out of the street. Black Pride sounds like Martin Luther King's becoming a speaker for every black man to be free. Black Pride sounds like every black man a person. That's how Black Pride sounds like.
Wow. Powerful poem. Yeah. Yeah, you speak on a lot of subject matters that have a lot of emotion and so forth in it. That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. An important poem.
Yes.
Also.
So I don't know whether I'm permitted to do the last one. Am I permitted to do the last one?
Go ahead.
Okay, the last one. It's called Christians Are Real Hypocrites. Never did I ever fall in such metaphors of darkness. Just for a moment, I thought being quiet was being wise until I read this tale. This is a story between a black boy and a white child set in front of two things, a picture frame and a book. In a picture frame, there was a woman with a big booty, and in the book, there was Way of Life, and each of them was given a dominion of choice. And with no answer of hesitation, the white boy responded, let the meditation of my heart and the concentration of my soul unveil on the book of life. That the man was holding the two choices that would give a white boy a deep, sanctimonious smile, but the black boy was on mute mode, wrestling with his subconscious, but after a few minutes, he replied an answer very extraordinary. Like, I like the picture, that the man was holding the two choices in a state of trauma. Upon reading the story, it came to my realization that the world is just a class full of fantasy, an A+ of distraction. For many of us who graduate in lust and transgression, pop stars and fornication with a master's degree in masturbation, so my one arm becomes muscular, you know. A man defined by moral decadence, feeble and vulnerable in Holy Ghost. Man has become the weaker vessel of temptation. Man, the devil's teddy bear. We have lost all our inner integrities, soaked in the pool of our iniquities that Jesus waves to us become like a song, very indecent sea. Prioritizing first to plow the first of our hearts and forgetting his saying, seek first the kingdom of God and everything shall be granted unto you. So his biblical teaching to us becomes painful like a Zambian language insult. As Christians, pure hypocrites, but on Sunday pretending to be holy, preaching about tithe, benevolence, and kindness, yet we practice none. The church becoming too tentacle to what the society has to give birth. Now the church adopting the club carrots lights. Now the church is looking splendid like a brothel, with girls becoming nice slippers of the devil, but on Sunday pretending to be holy, but still wearing short miniskirt to attract the holy, defiant men. The church has been turned into a whorehouse, with boys becoming breadwinners of night pubs, the temple filled with holy harlots. Religion stinks because Christianity is now blessing homosexuality. God. The biblical context used to bless nasty thing. Now the Bible has been turned into the devil's diary. So is the church the devil's orphanage or the place for refuge of God? And you still claim to be holy when you all stink of the same sin of Adam and Eve that never sighed. So stop living a fantasy and live a real life. Thank you. I think I'm done.
Wow. Very emotive. I think I'm changing my when it gets to be my turn, I'm going to do something fictionalized. It was because there's a lot of emotion. I think yeah, a lot of emotion in your writing. Thank you so much for sharing those powerful pieces with us. Next, we are going to go to Jill. You're up next, girl. You got 2 to do. Is it your turn?
Okay, will I sing you a little song?
Good, thank you.
I'm coughing, mind. Never mind, I'm not bothered. And if the cuckoo clock goes, I'm not bothered. This one's called That Night in the Bar. I wrote this, I don't know when, 3 years ago. Well, I was sitting in the corner of my local bar, just having fun with my friends. Well, I knew the night was over. I was walking home alone, 'cause I didn't want this night to end. Then all at once a stranger, he sat next to me. Well, I didn't know what to do. He bought me a drink and we talked all night. But stranger, it was you. Suddenly, the world seems a better place. It's been so lonely on my own. And I'm hoping, given time, that you will feel the same, 'cause you are the nicest man I've ever known. So we met as arranged on the very next day. You asked me out for the date. We parted with a kiss. It was nothing we had planned as we stood at my garden gate. Now 10 years has made us older. We got married last May. We have a home to call our own. We are soon to be parents. I have a little one on the way. How my love for you has grown. So suddenly the world seems a better place. I've been so lonely on my own. And I'm hoping, given time, you will feel the same, 'cause you're the nicest man I've ever known. There you are, that's that one.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Was
you.
that all right? Right, this is a bit powerful, mind. This is a little bit powerful, right? This is called One Little Thank You Would Be Good. When I rescued you from solace, did you care? After I found your self-esteem that wasn't there, did you even notice me as I helped your sanity? When I saved you from the demons in your head, you were desperate with tears rolling down your face. In the deepest, darkest, scariest of place. So you called me on your phone. You were destitute, all alone, when I rushed and smothered you in my embrace. Yet, did you ever think about me when you packed your things and wanted to be free? I had fallen in love with you. Now I'm feeling oh so blue, and I haven't got a clue what I did do. So just one little thank you would be good. Some appreciation for your gratitude. I'm not asking for too much, only a gratefulness as such. Maybe call me when you're in the neighborhood. So did you ever think about me when you packed your things and wanted to be free? Well, I had fallen in love with you. Now I'm left here feeling blue, and I haven't got a clue what I did do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well
Marvelous,
done.
marvelous, bravo.
Well
That was
done.
wonderful, Jill. Thank you for gracing us with your lovely song. We now have the lovely Lolita up. If you would unmic yourself and do your last 2 poems, please.
Yes, thank you. A beautiful voice with 2 beautiful poems. As if I want to sing as well. But I cannot do because I don't have such a beautiful voice. Congratulations. Okay. My second poem is entitled, Why Not? There's always an answer in every query. Queries which sometimes need a solution. Solution may adhere to one's dream of happiness to everyone. Why not dream of having closeness to nature so as to feel the beauty of the surroundings? By looking at the creations made by God, we can feel the sweetness of everyone. Why not have a hug to everyone, which can be a need to a wonderful smile? A smile which can do a lot of laughter. Laughter which can roll the role of friendship. Why not try yourself to be generous to others, to those who are in need and helpless, so as to share with others with graces handed down from above, so that those in need and helpless can feel that there are still others who love them. Why not answer the various whys? Why not look around and search for their answers? Why not try ourselves to others, to offer our mind, to let others know that if there's a query, there is an answer for why not. And this is my last poem. This is entitled A Dream of Yesterday. Walking down the aisle with my friend, noticing not of anybody around us, laughing with nonsense words makes our life so sweet and memorable. Nothing else can be compared to our friendship. Nothing can give us life except our companionship. Even if there are moments of loneliness, yet our friendship still exists. The day came when we decided to part ways. Hurting inside made us so weakling. But we can't help but to shed tears for our own journey and bringing our feet away from each other. That was a dream of yesterday, that after a month of separation from each other, we met from a distance, meeting each other's eyes. We can tap our feet, not to run to meet each other's company, bringing ourselves to a sacred place to be one of heart. And together with our children, we stayed together under different situations, but no words of loneliness, but rather happiness in our own place. That's all. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you. It's
Thank you,
beautiful.
ma'am. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. It's all wonderful. You're all wonderful. Stuart, you are up next, sir.
Right. First one is called Hello Mummy. Um, Hello Mummy. Good morning, teddy bear. Just snuggle into my side so I may keep you warm and you can comfort me. I want to tell you about Idring's visit. You were still so fast asleep you did not see. You know Mummy had to go away to see an angel. Well, yesterday, whilst I pushed you on the swing, a beautiful little butterfly landed upon my hand. As I took a closer look, the butterfly whispered to me something. At first, she called me a little princess, then asked if we were having fun while it was sunny. She said she had a message for the two of us from a very special someone called Mummy. I could feel the water coming into my eyes. She made my heart feel really bad. My darling, please do not cry, she said, as this makes Mummy very sad. Just take a moment to calm yourself. Take a deep breath in and smile. Dry your eyes with your sleeves, for I can only stay a little while. Your Mummy says she loves you. That when you go to bed and your pillows, when you go to bed, your head touches the pillow. When you both go to sleep and dream, you may visit her, as she misses you so very much. Teddy, then there came a little breeze. She said she would leave us to play. Then she kissed me softly on the cheek, gently, then she just flew away. So last night after Nanny had tucked us in, I was so excited when we were in bed. I went to sleep so very quickly because of what that pretty little butterfly had said. I can remember visiting a lovely garden that was very, very beautifully lit. The path that we were walking upon was made of cobblestones, with lots of beautiful coloured flowers that grow alongside of it. We came to a gap in a pretty wall. Then we went up some big steps. There were different trees, colours too, all lined up in the background depths. I saw a really big doorway. Mummy was stood there, all in white. She said, "Hello, my little darlings. Please let me hold you tight. I am sorry that I cannot be with you. The angels and God need me here. It has made me very happy, Princess, that you are now so near. I wish that you could both stay with me. You know that Nanny loves you too. So for the minute you need to take care of her, will you promise me this is what you'll do? If at night you both ever feel lonely, please remember that I will always stand by this gate. It is time for you to go back home now, my love, as it is getting rather late. My darlings, I will always be with you. I shall be there always as you grow. You will feel me inside your heart. I love you both so very much. I just needed you to know." That's that one. I messed up the voice up. And the one's your book.
It was great.
I messed up in the middle.
Oh,
I
you
saw
did.
you laid there in your bed, silent and still, so beautiful did you look. I felt you slowly then slipping away, your eyes sadly closing like a book. Each word written that shows a feeling, every sentence a reminding memory. The paragraphs of our descriptive love is chapters telling yours and our story. Similar to that of an autobiography that to me in life you then narrated. Of everything about yourself, before to God in vows our love we stated. Your time when you were a little girl, days of private schooling and you running wild, the long-term illness that you had, too sadly the murder of your child. You never let life get you down. Sometimes you always stay positive with hope. Not once when we were together were there any signs you could not cope. Your whole book I knew inside out, almost every word, almost every line. After years of truly being together, it was the most treasured possession of mine. A lifetime you did take to read, the memories that you did give. I would now have been all them chapters, just so that you could have continued to live. After your part in our book's completion, there are blank pages, clean and untouched. I assume that these are left for me and my poems, to the things to do with you onto which I still clutch. So now I start my own story by adding my own words. I will finish your book whilst forever you are away. Like you were, it shall be my privilege. As I start the first new page with this to say, the world at times is so very cruel when our loved ones have to go away. I shall hope that you will wait for me in heaven there until my last day. May the angels hold you tightly. For me, please, will you never cry? I sadly never wanted you to go, but it was just a momentary goodbye. That's it. Thank you.
Beautiful poetry, Stuart. Thank you for gracing us with your wonderful works. Very nice. Heera, you are up next. And if you want to unmute yourself, darling.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to recite my second poem now. In India, celebrate Teachers' Day tomorrow. And since I had a lot of very, very good teachers in school and college who inspired me to become a teacher, I'm going to recite a poem on my favorite teacher. Her name is Mrs. Rebecca Matthews. So I'll start the poem now. When I was an impressionable student, Jyoti Nawaz College, Mrs. Becca Matthews, our literature teacher, inspired us with her knowledge. The JC team of English teachers were a proactive team of 5. They were responsible, proficient, turning their classes hopefully alive. Rebecca ma'am taught us sonnets of Shakespeare and a play. Her erudite expertise molded our mind with thoughts of play. We learned the intricacies of Shakespearean Victorian English style and recall those days vividly as she built literary knowledge tile by tile. Rebecca ma'am was the quintessential teacher. Beautiful, brilliant, and smart. She perfected the art of teaching and honed it like a fine verbose art. She taught us the comedy play, A Midsummer Night's Dream. She knew that she had to be alert, for she was teaching Bangalore Society Cream. She was the perfect lecturer, and she was also a patient wife. She bore her family a cute daughter after 10 years married life. Now their daughter is a beautiful, little, and awe-inspiring girl. Like mother, like daughter, she writes a cultured pearl. So thank you so much. I wish to wish all the Indian teachers, if there are any present here, happy Teachers' Day for tomorrow. Thank you so much.
And that you get to recite one more, your third one, your last one. You can go ahead and recite.
Can I say my last one now? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Go ahead and recite your last one.
I can say my last one, yes. This poem is entitled, I Am a Single Woman. Why is man's world meted out to me so unfairly? Is it because I'm vulnerable, I'm a woman, or I'm single? Why these dark, staunch, cutting discrepancies that slash my soul when I start to mingle? No, I'm not winking coquettishly, nor am I trying to flirt. I just want a sensitive companion to whom I can talk, as I inquire, not into gossip nor lurid affairs, as a mind enriched with literature after a healthy walk. For yes, like a diamond, I sparkle. I have no desire to elicit for myself pity or attention, but being single, I'm grateful for a roof, soul, and food. No time to worry about the idiosyncrasies, not beat myself up for being a woman, craft, and crude. I am the golden gender of the disgruntled and taught, the middle class woman who accrue less wages, but yet break their backs for laborious work done. I'm grateful as a writer. I just have to fill history's pages. For yes, like a diamond, I sparkle. Being a single woman, I evolved into one fiercely free, to be astute enough to maintain transactions with taxes and bills. For a single woman cannot borrow money easily, for society would measure beyond civilization's mighty hills. Single woman like me should strike a chord of independence and the necessity of knowing what physical and emotional health, for which values of diet and exercise should be placed, making me a staunch survivor, not a pursuer of bland wealth. Yes, like a diamond, I sparkle. As a single woman, I know I must be the complete package. By facing inevitable loneliness and frustration by God, and thereby eliminate fear and heartbreak, and instead try to follow to the footsteps that Mother Teresa trod. Every step I take is scrutinized, and life's an open book. I deal with a woman of substance with fears. Every anxiety or stress factor is magnified tenfold, making the only thing comprehensible are my heartfelt tears. Yes, for though we single women try our best to sparkle, we too want to be happy and to be moved like Meghan Markle. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful poetry, everyone. I'm going to recite my last two poems, and then we are going to say goodbye, and it'll be the end of our session. So someone's trying to come in at the last minute, but I'm not going to let him in because we're basically at the end of the session. So I'm going to deny him entry. So sorry that if it wasn't at the very end, I'd let him in, but we're at the end. So okay, so one of mine is, this is one I recently wrote. I like the title a lot. It's called Silent is the Tear That Speaks. Silent is a tear that speaks, cascading down her face. A line on her other cheek, a fallen tear had left a trace. Ruminating memories, regrets from another time. Sacred and few were the visions of happiness sublime. No one knew of her torments, she had hidden it from all, only reliving after dusk when darkness then would fall. Overcome with anguish, wishing for joy in the days to come, she had a glimpse of happiness, cast her hopes on rising sun. Time now to bury away those thoughts she could not erase. Silent tears that once spoke, no longer to trail her face. So I need to try to figure out how I can mute. If I mute this, hold on a second. How I can mute my alerts. Can you all still hear me? Okay. So maybe that will mute everything popping up. I have a million things popping up.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry about that. So the last one I'm going to read is one that this is actually in a book that isn't going to be published, or that is going to be published, but I didn't, put this on the site. It's going into anthology, so I didn't put it anywhere else. And it's called What We Teach Our Young. Our young are vulnerable, their innocence raw and exposed, yet they desire discipline and structure. This has been proposed. As adults, we are their mentors. It is our role to guide and teach. Let love be the center of our offerings, humanistic views we preach. Foremost in rearing children, we need to instill the importance of being kind as we guide them in compassion, thoughtful gestures, instill in their mind the doctrine of equality, respect all regardless of sex, race, color, or creed. Cultures and beliefs may differ. Some may suffer to meet basic needs. Be a person of high integrity. May their words be gilded in gold, facing life with humility. Then few regrets shall they face when they're old. Despite what we may teach, poor examples we continue to be, our words not aligning with our actions. We disappoint humanity. For how can we instill peace, love, and harmony as we continue to teach, when not in the cusp of our reality, yet hope for its promise within our reach? So I think we've lost somebody else anyway. So everybody can unmute yourselves. Thank you for joining the session today. Wonderful to have you all. And
Great to be here.
much love and blessings to you all. Thank you for joining us. And
Great.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
If you
Bye.
don't know,
Bye.
bye.
When will be the
Bye.
next session, ma'am? Annette, ma'am? Next session will be next month.